In this video, I'll be sharing with you 10 amazing designer fragrances with niche quality. Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. If you're first time here, my name is Mehdi, channel name is Mehdi. Please don't forget to subscribe the channel to get notifications by my new uploads. I want to start by House of Salvatore Ferragamo. We have here UomoSignature at number 10 spot. This is one of the best cheapy fragrances in my collection, or was, because prices are rising right now, and it's around 50 bucks. I paid to this 30 bucks for 5 months before, if I'm not mistaken. It is a sweet, dark, leathery and semi-gourmand type of fragrance. If you are into dark, mature and sweet fragrances, thick, complex, kinda concentrated smelling sweet fragrances, this one is absolutely for you. Why semi-gourmand? Because it has also those leathery and woodsy notes besides those edible and foodie notes. So in the brief, main players in this fragrance are coffee and tonka. Also we have leather, woodsy notes, spicy notes, cinnamon, but prominent notes for me to my nose are coffee and tonka. Performance is great, lasts on me like solid 8 hours and projects like average. Projection could be better, but longevity is great by this one. Prices are rising, as I said, around 40 to 50 bucks. I believe it's still worthy and a perfect fragrance for colder seasons. For next, I have a green and dark fragrance from House of Lalique, Encre. Pretty well known fragrance, if I'm not mistaken, means black ink in French. Encre smells exactly like black ink. It's a very simple fragrance, not that much complex. I cannot say there is a lots of things, notes, nuances here. Smells like woody, dry by hints of cypressy green notes and bitterness. Main atmosphere is like dark ink, exactly like a drop of ink, plus a bit freshness of or green notes, green fields of cypress by very dry woodiness of vetiver. Vetiver here is very dry. Performance is average by this one, like 5 to 6 hours. I can say good 5 hours by again average projection on sillage. Scent profile is very bitter, dark and polarizing. I prefer it for colder seasons, but sometimes I go by this one for summer nights. For next, Toy Boy by Moschino at number 8 spot. A floral, fruity, resiny and for sure spicy fragrance. Scent profile is very crowded, absolutely very complex, exactly opposite of Lalique and Encre, which was a very simple fragrance. We have a lots of notes, nuances and some vibes that I cannot make sense, like plaster, very unfamiliar to my nose. As I said, Toy Boy is a very complex and crowded fragrance. We have a lots of notes, nuances, accords, but between all of those notes we have two very prominent and touchable notes, which are rose and pear in a very sweet way, like rose jam and pear jam. So in the brief, I can say this fragrance is floral and fruity, mostly in the floral side, by a great performance and loud projection on CH for 2 hours, and the perfect choice for fall and winter. For next, at number 7 spot, I've talked about this fragrance in several videos because it is kinda a must-have and very comprehensive type of fragrance, Rochas Moustache or Rochas Moustache. So it is one of those extremely high quality cheap fragrances that I even don't dare to say to this fragrance cheapy. Sexy niche is the best description for this fragrance in my opinion, because it smells very cozy, inviting, seductive, dressed up, sexy and nighttime, but better in my opinion for date night situations because it has that sexy DNA. Performance is above average, like 6 to 7 hours easily on the skin. In terms of longevity, by first hour and a half projection and sillage. This is a perfect fragrance for all season round. Not the best for summer, maybe summer nights, but it is perfect for fall, winter and spring. You can go by EDT version of this fragrance for summer. I prefer that fragrance for summer better, but maybe just not great for summer days or extremely hot days, but for summer nights, spring, fall, winter, it is a perfect choice. Next fragrance is from House of Issey Miyake at number 6 spot, Polaris. This is 2020 release from this house. I have a review on this fragrance, but in the brief I have to say reminds me of Interlude by Amouage, like civilized version of Amouage Interlude without that animalic on a steroid smoky vibe, plus somehow Issey Miyake Nuit d'Issey, like hybrid of Interlude by Issey Miyake Nuit d'Issey. It's a leathery, woody, peppery and spicy fragrance. At the opening I get tons of leather and black pepper, but at the dry down is kinda vanilla and woody. That leather and black pepper will stay back, and you have such a smooth, dry, woody and sweet type of vanilla dry down. It smells very different and unique, not that much safe, but compared to Amouage Interlude, it is way more wearable and safer. Amouage Interlude for me is absolutely a non-occasion type of fragrance. This one is more wearable and perfect for fall and winter. Performance is average or above average. I can get 6 hours by this one. By first hour and a half, soft, average projection and sillage. For next, we have a pretty well-known fragrance from house of Bentley For Men Intense. It is a leathery and boozy fragrance by hints of some smokiness because of resins and sweetness, smooth sweetness because of cinnamon at the dry down. So it is a very mature fragrance, like 30 years and older. You're gonna get bad comments, reactions based on my experiences in casual outfits, jeans and t-shirts by this fragrance, but when you are dressed up by suit and tie, 100% opposite. Great compliments, very positive reactions by Bentley For Men Intense. Performs 12 hours plus easily on my skin in terms of longevity, and very loud projection for first 2-3 hours. It's good for fall and winter, but I prefer it better for winter. It can be somehow offensive for fall even. For next, we have one of the best rose oud combo fragrances, in my opinion, Dior Homme Parfum. This is 2014 version, not 2020, but formulation is 2017. Why this fragrance is one of the best rose oud combos in my opinion? Because the other rose oud combo fragrances are like jammy, medicinal, but this fragrance is not like that. We have other floral notes like iris, which doesn't let to rose to be that much prominent, jammy or rosy, and also other dark deep notes like leather, which doesn't let to the oud to be that much prominent or medicinal. So it is very well balanced in my opinion. About performance, no doubt about it. It is 24 hours plus in terms of longevity by 3-4 hours. Very loud projection and sillage, be easy on trigger. The best season for this fragrance is absolutely winter. Let's continue by house of Thierry Mugler at number 3 spots, Pure Tonka. Everybody prefers Pure Heaven better when we are talking about niche smelling designer fragrances. For me, Pure Heaven was absolutely a love at the first sniff, at the first minute, but this one took me like 2 to 3 weeks to get connected with, and scent of this fragrance was kinda more unusual and daring, challenging for me. Performance of this one is still great after reformulations, Amen as well, but Pure Malts and Pure Heaven are kinda reduced, like 6 to 8 hours in terms of longevity. Still great, but not as great as this one. So this one is 10 to 12 hours plus by 2 to 3 hours, loud projection and sillage, perfect for colder seasons. Next fragrance is a masterpiece from a lesser known house of Orlane. We have here Derrick. It is a soapy, spicy, peppery and bitter green fragrance by tons of tarragon. Main atmosphere of the fragrance is soapy, exactly like a bar of soap, not liquidy, not shower jelly, by tons of green notes, dark green notes. This is very bitter, dark and green, by lots of black pepper. Performance is fantastic, like 10 to 12 hours plus easily on the skin. On clothing can last 1 to 3 weeks by very loud projection and sillage. Sillage is even way bigger than projection in this fragrance, leaves such a long and loud scent trail behind. Before formulations was more clear and intense. To my nose, it has been reformulated. Still it is great, but not as clear and intense as before formulations. To my nose, I believe this is perfect fragrance for all season round, but I don't prefer this much green, soapy and bitter smelling fragrances for summer. At number 1 spot, one of the best designer niche smelling oud fragrances in my collection from house of Gucci Intense Oud. Smells very simple. Oud is not masked by rose, by other notes. You can catch and touch naked oud here in a very wearable way. So scent of the fragrance is slightly sour, not like citrus sour, berry sour, like mulberryish. Sour, resiny, smoky by very naked, nude and natural oud. Oud note is prominent in this fragrance at the opening and dry down, but at the dry down you can get it better, because at the opening it is kind of with other sour fruity notes, which I believe it is mulberry. It's not mentioned in the note breakdowns. Performance is out of this sport, lasts on me like forever and projects like 2 to 3 hours average. I prefer this fragrance for fall and winter. If you know any other better niche smelling designer fragrances, let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you in another video.